G'day, Vanessa. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
All right. Now, Vanessa, you're a personal trainer. What led you to get involved with Kim and maximize your health?
So, I've been a personal trainer for probably 11 years now, and I had a big break. Well, yeah, I had a break in between in the middle of that time somewhere where I was having children, and I did still stay consistent with one or two personal training clients. However, they were just very loyal clients, and I wasn't learning anything new while I was in that 10 years after I first started out. And I started to lose confidence, and because I wasn't learning new things, I was just doing the same thing over again. And a lot happened family wise for me. So it wasn't a top priority, personal training. And sort of got put in the background. And I just decided, as my kids are getting older, that I really wanted to get back into it. I still have a passion for health and wellness. However, I had no confidence in my ability, because I wasn't learning anything as I was going. My education was a bit stagnant. And so I put a question out in a Facebook group for other personal trainers, and the only genuine response I got was actually from Kim. And I was inquiring about, if I could do like a refresher course to boost my confidence back up and just refresh my knowledge on PT. And yeah, so Kim actually private messaged me straight away, which I felt was a genuine thing to do. She didn't have to do that. A lot of people commented, but they sort of gave half-hearted advice or information, nothing really helpful. And Kim took the time to private message me and reach out about just having a chat and seeing if she could help me, because she has been in this industry for almost as long as I've been alive. And yeah, she was just genuinely wanting to help me out. So that's where it all began, really, with Kim.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's interesting. Even as a personal trainer, like health and well-being can take a back seat at times, can't it?
It can definitely. Yeah. It is not always at the top of everyone's to-do list, so to say.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing. There are times when life gets busy and your own health and well-being sort of goes out the window, and then you sort of sit down and realize, oh, hang on a minute, I really need to be doing this for myself,
Yes.
and you've got to get back to it. And I don't think you should keep any guilt about it. It's just the way it happens sometimes, isn't it?
That's exactly right. There are different seasons in life, and it's okay. Like, there's nothing wrong with each of those seasons. It's just some seasons it's more of a priority than others, and that's okay.
Yeah. So how did you find Kim's knowledge of sort of personal training and sports medicine? How did that help you?
It's been very eye-opening in lots of ways. Like, initially, it was so different, and I mean this, like, I'm going to use this term here, and I want to use it with absolute love and passion, because initially she was almost a bit old school in terms of personal training.
Yeah.
And I was a bit unsure about some of her advice initially, I must admit. However, she has always backed
Mhm.
it up with experience, with fact, with all sorts of actual evidence of what she's telling me to be true. And it's really made me think differently about the whole health industry, really, and how they're sort of promoting health and wellness. And yeah, it has really opened my eyes to a lot of those old school ways actually still being very relevant and very helpful in our health and wellness journey.
Mm. I think. Do you think maybe like the health and wellness industry, as we've sort of tried to keep up with the fast pace of social media and things like that, it's trying to become more instant?
Yes. Absolutely, absolutely. And that, like, most people are wanting that instant fix. And so, yeah,
Mm.
social media has, I think, definitely contributed to, like, they've almost, the health industry has almost had to come up with some sort of instant solution. However, those instant solutions never stick. They're all just fads.
Mm.
And it really is going back to basics, like everything. Yeah, there's never going to be a simple way of getting your health back on track and your fitness on track. You really have to go through the steps, and no matter what, yeah, you can't really skip them.
Yeah, I guess it's about making it sort of building it into your routine and then trying to make it sustainable and fit in with your lifestyle, isn't it?
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
It's got to be a constant lifestyle change.
Mm. So I guess how have you found like for you doing like initial assessments and then the knowledge that Kim's given you, have you found that sort of helpful with things like rehabilitation and work like that? How's that been for you?
Absolutely. Like even when I first started my personal training studies myself, I had a mentor. However, he was a bit detached, I guess you could
Mm,
say. Like I've never been so supported in any field, not just health and
mm,
wellness, but I've never been so supported in anything that I'm learning, as I have been with Kim being by my side.
mm,
Yeah, she's taught me all those things that I think I missed or wasn't really explained well to me when I first started my personal training studies. And yeah, she's walked me through it step by step. She's always there when I have a question, and I have many questions.
mm.
And yeah, she's the assessment process has never been like it wasn't something that I was taught well, and I've never been confident in that process in all my experience in PT until now.
Yeah. So I guess if you were to say anything to other personal trainers out there about sort of getting involved with Kim and working with her, what are some of the main benefits you think you've found from that?
Kim is just a wealth of knowledge. She there's nothing she doesn't know. I haven't stumped her with any of my questions. Um she yeah, she's a wealth of knowledge. She's so relatable. Um I would say to PTs who are wanting that support, like it can be a very lonely industry as a personal trainer. Like you're your own boss, and depending on how you run your business, there's not really anyone to sort of bounce ideas off or just have that support. And Kim has been so supported. I have never felt so supported and encouraged in my career ever. And yeah, it's just her beautiful personality, her experience, her big heart that she has. And yeah, it's been I feel so blessed that our paths have crossed.
That's excellent. So what about so all the people out there are probably, like their lifestyles are going crazy and they're thinking about getting into a good routine for health and well-being. What what do you think they need to be successful?
I think they just need to start back
Yeah.
at the basics.
Mm,
And like I what I usually suggest to my clients, as a first step, because it is very overwhelming with all the information out there, all the different businesses that are pulling us in different directions, saying this is how you can get healthy, this is how you can get fit, all these ways that we're being pulled. You just need to move in a way that excites you and that you enjoy.
mm,
And you need to be eating food as close to how it's found in nature. That's my advice. So
mm,
foods that come in packets, um, steer clear of as much as you can. Foods in the perimeter of the grocery store is what I always recommend my clients, because it's all the fresh produce and the dairy, the meats, the protein. Um, yeah. Or another suggestion is to just look at the size of your portions. And yeah, and if it's overflowing on a one of those small sort of smaller dinner plates, then it's too much.
mm.
Um, yeah, that's my advice.
All right. It's been really great to talk to you, Vanessa. And I look forward to hearing more about your journey with Kim and how things are working out.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time. Thanks for
No,
having me.
thank you.